It's New England Hockey Night presented by Berkshire Bank, the official bank of Bruins coverage on NESN. And it comes your way live from a snowy TD Garden in Boston. Tonight, the Bruins, for the second time in a week, take on the Calgary Flames. And hello again, everybody. High above the ice alongside Andy Brickley with Jamie Erdahl at ice level. I'm Jack Edwards. And, if you're in the neighborhood, there are plenty of good seats available, so we'll hold the face-off for you. Hey, it's another one of those crazy New England nights, Brick, but as banged up and getting over sickness as the Bruins may be, there's no time to whimper about it. Just go right through the drifts and get her done.
Yeah, and that's the attitude you got to have in these situations. The Bruins have certainly had that fortitude all year long because of the challenges with their roster, but this will be a tough challenge. First game back after a lengthy trip.
Yeah, they spent 4 games on the road going all the way across the second largest landmass nation on earth, ending up in Vancouver with a disappointing loss. But these are really the times that leaders show themselves. And the schedule is such that you don't want to say that there are games they should win or are definitely going to win, but the table is set for some leaders to emerge.
Absolutely. In tonight's game with the Calgary Flames in town, you're sure they're 13th in the Western Conference, but they've been playing some pretty good hockey lately, especially the last 8 games, 5-2-1. Their penalty killing's been outstanding in that stretch, not scoring a ton of goals, so maybe that 2-1 score we saw in Calgary when the Bruins only played really one strong period, maybe in order again tonight. The Bruins have been getting it done at home. You want to stab yourself as one of the hardest teams to beat in your own building. Look what the Bruins have done in their last 12, 10 wins, and then 2 more points in the other 2 games. And here's what the Bruins have in front of them. You want to continue to amass points because you're playing some teams that are battling to be 500, and it's a great opportunity, despite the challenges with your roster, to continue to pile up points because there are no easy nights in the NHL.
Special ceremony tonight at TD Garden as they honor the 1980s, going through the 90 years of this franchise's history. The Flames and Bees, we're back in a flash.
It's your city. It's the way you get around. It's the teams you cheer for. It's the music you dance to. Find the latest news on the topics you care most about on the new Boston Globe iPhone app. Pick the sections you want to see first and enjoy extra features like weather, traffic, and exclusive Globe videos. Discover your city and your stories your way. Download the Boston Globe on the App Store to start your free trial.
Get in the game.
And here we go.
Score your individual game tickets and suite rentals
Drive, score!
for the 2013-14 Boston Bruins season. Tickets and suites are limited, so act fast. You don't want to miss out on a minute of tough, fast-paced, hard-hitting, fist-pumping Bruins hockey. Get in on the thrill today and purchase your tickets or suite now by visiting bostonbruins.com. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Bruins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Bruins and the National Hockey League.
Tonight on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank, Matt Chatham in studio to preview the Pats showdown with the Ravens.
Plus full post-game coverage from the Flames and Bruins. That's all tonight on NST right after the hockey game. See you then.
Boston Bruins Hockey on NESN is brought to you by the all-new Sierra, designed and engineered by GMC. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck. Rene Rancourt with O Canada and the Star Spangled Banner.
Stand by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, and the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You know, by guesstimate, I think there are about 11,000 hardy New Englanders who've made it through the snow tonight and have come here to celebrate this 90th season of the Boston Bruins franchise, as the team has honored decade by decade on various nights. And tonight, the guy representing the 1980s is going to be the guy his teammates compared to a cartoon character, the Tasmanian Devil. Taz for short. Terry O'Reilly. Nobody played the game with more fierceness and passion than this guy.
As a feared foe and a respected leader, epitomized the Bruins of his generation and generations to come. On his way to amassing 606 career points and a team record 2,095 penalty minutes.
If there's ever a guy that played with toughness and reckless abandon, it was Terry O'Reilly. His underdog stash and the fact that he was able to overcome that was endearing to fans. And he worked on his skills. He just made himself a hockey player with heart, dedication.
And I think the fact that he was totally willing to trade punches with anybody in the business. The fan in Boston thought if he were a player, he'd be Terry O'Reilly. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome number 24, Terry O'Reilly. Will both captains please skate forward for tonight's ceremonial puck drop? Thank you, Terry O'Reilly.
As fiercely as he played the game on the ice, he is just as much a gentleman and a real good guy, Terry O'Reilly. Tonight's starting goalies are brought to you by your local New England Audi dealers. Experience Audi Quattro all-wheel drive tonight. As a matter of fact, I already have, Brick. And it was a great commute to work today. Rato Berra made 22 saves on 24 shots when he faced the Bruins a week ago tonight. He has not played since then. Tuukka Rask made 26 saves that night in the 2-1 Bruins victory at Calgary. So it's often said, as Claude Julien looks out at his team, that after a long road trip, especially if your opponent has been in the time zone longer than you're returning to it, you might be at a disadvantage in your first home game after that trip. Bob Hartley looks on from the Calgary bench. The game is on. Leaders can emerge in one like this, Brick. Milan Lucic's shot goes off the stick of Ladislav Schmid and out of play.
If you did any video work before this game against Calgary, you might see, you might watch the Flames against the Rangers or any one of their recent games, because we showed you at the top of the broadcast 5-2-1 in their last 8. But what you might do too is take a look at the third period of the game in Calgary, and what allowed you to win that hockey game 2-1 was the way you came out in that third period. You established the neutral zone, and that allowed you to dominate in the offensive end.
Johnny Boychuk's snapshot goes just wide. Riley Smith back to Zdeno Chara. Patrice Bergeron's one-timer with Marchand on the doorstep. Smith to Marchand, back to Smith into the slide, and ricochets off Bergeron's skate and Schmid. But Chara keeps the puck in the attacking zone. Michael Backlund can't clear it out. Good speed to the puck. Riley Smith wins the battle along the end boards, leaves the puck behind, and Backlund ices it. So Bob Hartley already has juggled his lines as you see them revealed from our score bar at the top of the screen. It's sort of the way Hartley operates. He'll play hunches, he'll mix and match. He'll throw guys out there, and sometimes just for the sake of subterfuge in the pregame.
Yeah, and when you lose a guy like Mike Camilleri to sickness, not in the lineup tonight, he's your top left winger, and even though they get Monahan back and they get Glenn Cross back, without Camilleri, now you kind of looking for some better combinations.
Torrey Krug's shot, saved by Berra. Yuri Hudler, who had a really good game against the Bruins up in Calgary a week ago tonight. Here's Chris Russell, an attack-minded defenseman, sends it center circle. Curtis Glencross, who Rick said wasn't playing the last time these teams met. Glencross missed a bunch of time.
15 games, I believe.
With a knee injury, yep. Krejci knocks down the clearing attempt. And TJ Brody, and Lucic sends the puck across the Boston line to Seidenberg. Indirect for David Krejci. Belts it out of the air, and the Bruins change up. Gregory Campbell centering Craig Cunningham, number 61, making his NHL debut. Funny bounce in front of the goal. It comes off a stanchion. Room service for Stajan, but Rask is there. Centering pass comes back to Cunningham, and he slips a little bit. Campbell's there to rescue the puck for him. Cunningham takes a big hit from David Jones. Stajan gets the puck loose, but it comes to Caron. He wheels it off a skate in front as Cunningham does what he did well in Providence, going right to the danger areas and getting his nose dirty. Here's Cunningham. The puck bounces just past his stick. Matt Stajan locking down along the boards with Jordan Caron. Cunningham wrists it through the corner. And Shane O'Brien under pressure from Campbell.
Yeah, we talked about Ginla in the pregame show, Jack, if you didn't catch it, thinking that Fraser would be in the lineup tonight along with Ginla.
Stajan's shot. Rask dumps it out for Soderberg.
And that Cunningham, even though he was called up from Providence, wasn't going to get an opportunity tonight, but he is. Fraser out of the lineup, Cunningham in.
Spooner plays it back to Johnny Boychuk. Nick Johnson, rather it's Kevin Miller to Johnson. Now Seidenberg waiting for the change. Torrey Krug, who just hopped over the Boston boards. Giordano. Schmid up into the neutral zone. Brian McGrattan, Soderberg, and McGrattan. McGrattan wins the puck battle, fires it, trying to pick a top corner as Rask was on the way down, and it goes through the webbing. Lance Bowman kicks it loose along the doors for the Zamboni. There's Nick Johnson up to the red line. Russell beats Paul Byron. A little guy with good quickness, and he shows it going to the off wing. The shot in on Rask, and he'll hold it for the Boston zone face-off. Matt Stajan had a pretty good chance.
Not pretty good, real good, and the best chance so far here in the first 3.5 minutes. And it's one of those saves by Rask where you have to track the puck and be ready. It's not one of those plays that you read what's happening. Maybe it's a 3-on-2. You have a pretty good idea where the puck's going to go based on the way your team's defending. That's just a bad bounce and a good bounce for Calgary right to Stajan.
We just got a clarification that Fraser's not a healthy scratch, and whether that's just the way they're using words or not, we're not sure. Fraser was out for the pregame skate, but of course Cunningham is not eligible to be called up as an emergency call-up unless the Bruins are down to fewer than 12 healthy forwards.
What were you doing today? Reading the CBA?
I'll tell you one thing. It sure was a fun drive in. I love driving in the snow.
You got a little bit longer commute than I do. It took me 2 hours to go 20 miles.
Yeah, well, that's because I sort of take the road less taken.
In many things.
Yeah. Brodie can't get the puck past the red line. Patrice Bergeron takes the hit but can't maintain his edge. Backlund sizzles across ice. Russell up to the red line. Cross corner dump in. Jones on it. Marchand gets in his face. Bergeron wins the puck for Marchand. A little stick handling move around Glencross. Boychuk up to the line. Snaps off a hard shot. Maybe disguising it. Now Boychuk goes to the corner. Gets his legs pinned underneath him as Schmid goes in. Schmid a little bit slow to get up after that collision.
As was Boychuk.
Yep. Jerome McGinley tosses it to Boychuk. He loads up, fakes the shot, goes all the way past the hash marks, throws it off Krejci's skate, and it hits the metal apron of the goal. Krejci out the far side. Seidenberg on the rotation. The shot saved by Berra, and the Bruins get an attacking zone faceoff. Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And this whammy is completely on senior associate producer Patrick White, because there have been a couple of consecutive goalless games for the opponent, shall we say. I don't like saying the 7-letter word, but it's a straight that is well over 130 minutes at this point. So that one's on PW. Seidenberg, DDD, Krug, the one-touch pass. Lucic gains speed over the line with Krejci middle. Lucic looks for the trailer, and Seidenberg the blast. And they're ducking out of the way in front, but it never gets there. Stajan leads a potential 2-on-1 or 3-on-2, and the shot by Chris Butler. Rask makes his second big save of the night. Krejci turns it off the dot. Lucic goes 1 against 3, tosses it off the boards, and now it goes to work against Chris Butler. Shoulders him off. The puck chips into the middle. Krejci got the puck into the danger area, but McGinley hadn't set up in time. Lucic buries the defenseman on the check, TJ Brodie. Now throws it off the stick of Berra. McGinley in front. Berra kick save. Literally kicking it away from David Krejci.
It's actually a pass that he's blocking. It's not even really a shot on goal. It's a pass attempt by Iginla looking for David Krejci. Do you get credit for a save in that situation?
Yeah, why not? And you get a free snow shovel, too.
What a save by Rask, too, on the 3-on-2. Butler defenseman jumping into the play. That was labeled high glove.
Nick Johnson pays the price. Lance Boma green lighting him against the end boards. Now here's Johnson going right to the post with it, popping right back onto his skates. Spooner calmly and hard underneath Soderberg's stick.
He was actually trying to go indirect back to Miller at the point. Soderberg trying to pick it up.
Bartkowski locks up down low. Joe Colburn, former #1 draft choice of the Bruins, brings it back to the point. Slap pass from McGrattan. O'Brien put it right on his tape, but McGrattan couldn't quite get the forehand into position to knock it into the open side. O'Brien along the line as Calgary changes out man by man. Kevin Miller takes a hit from Byron in the corner. The referee gets caught up in the traffic. Spooner muscles it out to center, but then turns it over. Backlund's wild drive goes sailing off the glass. Backlund has points in consecutive games for Calgary. Marchand tries a fancy move, can't get it out of the zone. Backlund's shot, Miller blocks it. Backlund gets it back, throws it right in front, deflects over the bar, centering pass, goes past Glencross all the way back to the point. Butler down the boards, Backlund in front for Glencross. Smith gets his stick in the way. Schmid takes a hit to try to get the puck back of the goal from Backlund. Now Jones on the end boards, Backlund. Bergeron wins the puck away. Marchand a little simpler this time and just gets it out. Giordano gives back to Schmid.
Yeah, the Bruins invited that pressure, Jack. Two decisions that really weren't the best. Johnson tried to make a little move to the backhand on the right wing side, inside the blue line, and Marchand did the same on the left wing side.
Craig Cunningham goes wing to Jordan Caron against Shane O'Brien with Campbell middle. The shot kicked out by Berra. Gregory Campbell celebrating his 30th birthday today. Tuukka Rask lets the puck run through. Boychuk taps it up the middle. It's O'Brien picking it off. He winds all the way down to the corner. Goes indirect looking for Byron, but Chara is there to intercept the puck. Chara trickles ahead for Cunningham. Cunningham gives back to Boychuk up to the red line. And Caron dumps it into the attacking zone. Calgary takes possession back. Let's go Bruins, the chant from the TD Garden crowd. Krug trying to turn the goal. Leaves it off for Seidenberg. Krejci saucers the pass for Krug ahead to Lucic. He whips it down into the corner and Ginla on the end boards. Turns away from Giordano. Looking for Seidenberg. David Jones knocks it loose. Ginla gets it back. Seidenberg to Krug. Krug to Seidenberg. Stempniak picks it off, and Krug gets right in the seam to take the puck back for Boston. The Bruins dump in and change.
The ability to get back with that mobility and the speed. Torrey Krug tried to have a little give and go with his defense partner Seidenberg. The steal was made, but he had the quickness to get right back into the passing lane.
Schmid goes indirect for Boma. Boma with Colburn going middle. The shot off the corner boards comes up to the half wall. McGrattan can't keep it in. Spooner wins the puck battle. Nick Johnson pursuing, but Boma cuts him off. Russell snaps it over to TJ Brody. Brody up to his own line. McGrattan turns, fires it off Chara's stick, and it loops in on Rask. 10:43 to go first period. Bruins and Calgary Flames on a snowy New England night.
Management, one of the most important things if you want to be a puck possession team. It starts with decision making. Nick Johnson tries to make a little curl drag move, but too many layers in the neutral zone by Calgary. Marchand had 2 or 3 options. This might have been option 4, a little spin move where he tries to beat his man Jones. That didn't work. Turnover number 2, and even though the right idea, the concept, the decision was good by Boychuk because he had Campbell nice and low center support. But if you don't connect on that pass, that'll be a turnover as well.
Blair Jones to take the face-off. Michael Backlund and Paul Byron out there with him. Bergeron wins it straight back. Barkowski off the glass. Backlund finds Byron. The shot over the glove side post. Jones takes a whack at the puck. Backlund in the corner. The short feed. Barkowski reverses. Marchand ahead for Bergeron. Tries to self-pass into Brody's corner, takes the hit to move the puck to Riley Smith. The centering pass cannot connect with Marchand. Backlund up to the Boston line. Barkowski keeps good body position, so Backlund never can get back to the puck.
The only place Smith can really put that puck if he's going to try to make a play towards the front of the net is off the short side post. Marchand went to center. He was at the top of the crease instead of being off the post side.
Chara with the good read to Rob Glencross of the pass. Krejci gets it right back off Giordano's legs. Now here's Sean Monahan. Johnny Boychuk steps up and bangs him. Monahan missing 7 consecutive games with a broken foot. And the Bruins didn't get a look at the high-scoring rookie out in Calgary. Monahan with 10 goals already this season. Just turned 19. Johnny Boychuk. Glencross gets a stick on it. Krejci, a little trouble from Glencross. Glencross and a little sandwich with Monahan, and Calgary produces a turnover. Centering pass comes back to David Jones all the way to the point. O'Brien looking for a tip, but Chara's there. Now he goes up the middle of the rush on the 3-on-3. Again on the bouncing puck, playing with a mangled finger that you might have seen from the fighting incident in Vancouver, but he still can get that one off, can't he? Chara flicks the puck cross corner. Iginla takes it on a bounce off the boards one way, then the other. On the defenseman Butler. Stempniak turns his goal. Caron picks it off with the skates. He's got Iginla in the slot. The shot goes over the top, off glass, all the way back to center.
A nice read by Caron. Forces the pass in the area he wanted to go in. That makes an easy steal.
Krug to Seidenberg. Seidenberg hammers it around hard into the zone. Craig Cunningham chips it back in deep. Caron takes the hit to move the puck around. The Bruins try to set up a cycle here. Now Cunningham on the end boards. Takes a pounding from Chris Butler. Stajan trying to lock the puck up with Caron, who stabs it loose to Cunningham. It's past Seidenberg as he couldn't field the puck off the kick plate. About 11 players on the ice for Calgary with possession, but close enough to the bench, and they're judged to be innocent of too many men on the ice. Colborne, the big reach, sends it toward the post. Soderberg backhands it out of danger and then ices it.
Remember that game in Toronto when the Bruins had too many men on the ice?
Yeah.
Didn't that look awfully similar?
Yeah.
No, Calgary looking to make a change, and that's always dangerous when the puck's in the neighborhood of the benches.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They had the full complement, 10 skater.
Yeah, and the player coming off the bench is fielding the puck. He's the one who's making a play on the puck. At least that's what it looked like. So referee right in the vicinity, but decided not to call too many men.
How many matchsticks were there? 246. Yeah, 240. Definitely 246. Russell moves off the boards. The cross ice pass, and Brody's shot deflected off the end boards. Soderberg gets the puck to tumble. Now he's in a race with Brody. He goes back to his defensive partner, Chris Russell. Banks the pass ahead. Blair Jones gloves it down. Goes laterally for Brody. Soderberg gets in his way. Byron wheels the backhand all the way to the corner. Bartkowski carries out. He's got Spooner on his left. Goes too far forward for Nick Johnson. And no icing ruled on the play. Soderberg and Spooner working in the corner against Butler, and Soderberg comes away with a puck. A good stick check from Monahan. Knocks it away.
There's been a number of plays, Jack, a number of opportunities for the Bruins to make plays. Their passing is just off a hair. The execution needs to be better.
Marchand tries to go through the legs. Didn't work the first time. Doesn't work the second time. Schmid off the boards. Marchand knocks it down. It's 3-on-3 coming up ice. Smith with Marchand going to the goal, but the Bruins are offside. 6.5 to go first period. Shots on goal are 6-5 for Calgary. It's 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Tonight on Bruins Face Off Live, we introduced tonight's NESN Mobile Bruins poll. Now, this is a 3-part poll, and it was one of our most popular questions during Red Sox season, so we wanted to apply it to Bruins. Which of the following is your favorite hockey movie? Now, you have 4 options tonight, and you're going to have 4 new ones on Thursday. But tonight, reply A for Goon, B for Mighty Ducks 1, C for Slapshot, or D for Youngblood. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text HELP for info and visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy.
I didn't see the Andy Brickley story up there.
Still in production.
Yeah. That's going to be an epic. Staging from behind the red line, and that's icing against Calgary. So, Brick, you've pointed out there have been some opportunities. And it seems that the way the Vancouver game went, there were some opportunities in that one as well, but you got to cash them in.
Well, expectations certainly, and history suggests strongly, the evidence is there. First game back after a long trip, and I don't mean long in terms of the amount of games, but they covered a lot of territory. Time zones, difficult games. That first game back for some reason, and I'm not sure what it is. We've certainly had some opinions on why it is, but that first game back is you're always a little bit sluggish to start.
David Jones, the save by Rask. Jones keeps battling for the puck, but Smith was on it, Marchand as well. Now Chara joining the rush with Bergeron, looking for the rebound, and Bergeron tossing in a very rebound-like shot. Didn't have a lot of steam on it, but it was dying right at the goal line, and a tumbling puck far to the low side, or low to the far side, I should say. Speaking of jet lag. Russell throws the puck into the slot. Krejci knocked it wide of the goal. Chara sends the puck out to Lucic, who makes a nice forehand pivot. Now Krejci tries the self-pass, fights through the check. And Calgary turns it back. Backlund trickling it up through the neutral zone. Bartkowski goes against the grain. Lucic holds it at the line. Can't stick handle past Russell, the defenseman who came up. Boma looking for another big hit, and Bartkowski plants him right in front of the penalty bench. Matt Bartkowski saw it coming, and he decided to be the hitter rather than the hittee. Rask produces a rebound. There's a scramble for the puck. Rask tumbling past the post, but getting back to his skates. Now O'Brien down in the corner on the backhand. Seidenberg gives him a little bang. The defenseman Wheels the puck for Boma. Boma and Bartkowski. Boma gets the pass to McGrattan. He blasts it off the end board. Butler into Krejci's legs, and he trickles the puck forward. And they're going to call that icing.
Tune in for episode 6 of Behind the B, presented by Alex and Ani, before the Bruins face off against the Predators this Monday at 7 p.m. right here on NESN. Missed any of the previous episodes? Stream them online wherever and whenever you want by visiting the Bruins mobile app or bostonbruins.com/Behind the B. How about Brian McGrattan when we up in Colorado? I mean, up in Calgary, Jack?
Yeah.
I think he played about, 5.5 minutes maybe in that game?
You noticed him.
He was third star.
Yeah. Well, really popular player. This puck deflects out. And the faceoff will be out in the neutral zone. Matt Bartkowski rising to the physical challenge. Yeah, his way of saying happy holidays to Lance Boma.
Well, some sluggish play to start this hockey game for Boston has allowed Calgary to create some opportunities for themselves. Russell jumping into the play on the 3-on-2. The fake shot by O'Brien. That might have been the best opportunity. That wasn't even a shot on goal for McGrattan. Had a wide open net. And again, numbers for the Flames. This time it's Jones off that inside hash mark. Good thing for Boston. Tuukka Rask not sluggish to start this one.
Sean Monahan having some struggles at the face-off dot. Bruins ice it, and the faceoff will be in the Boston zone. Patrice Bergeron winning that draw on the third bounce of the puck.
No, it's not too often that an 18, 19-year-old kid comes in, even with good size. You know, Monahan's, 6'2", 6'3", but just not at that strength level yet when you go against men and guys that make their living in the face-off dot. You'll win your share of draws, and you'll get better as you go. But it's one of those expectations that you better have a guy out there, you know, if you value face-off, particularly in your own zone, or try not to have him in your own zone, but he still has to get on-the-job experience at the same time.
Bergeron 1-1 from Backlund, and then Bergeron makes the steal and backhands the puck over the dasher into the Boston bench. Claude Julien will change line. Brian Burke, the president of the Calgary Flames, the president of hockey operations, and now acting as general manager as he sent Jay Feaster packing right after the Bruins got out of town. You can look for Calgary to be bigger, more combative, truculent. Yeah. Yes, that is his word, isn't it? He knows how to build a team. Bartkowski shoving the puck along into the corner. Johnson into the middle of the Boston zone. Bartkowski takes it. Soderberg goes inside, then outside on O'Brien. Gets the puck to the end boards. Johnson steps in front. Couldn't go forehand, backhand. Claire Jones around to the far side. Seidenberg reads it well, pinches in, fires it off Barra's stick. Bruins getting some good attack zone time here. Spooner can't reach around. Shane O'Brien sends the puck D-to-D to Chris Butler. O'Brien draws Campbell. Now Monahan drops it off to Hudler. Glenn Cross steps over the line, looking middle for a Hudler. Seidenberg there. Perron loops the backhand ahead of Cunningham. Cunningham trying to get around the loose arm of Schmid. Campbell stands up Schmid. Hudler backhands it past Seidenberg to center. Seidenberg scoops the puck into the zone. Giordano hard off the dasher, takes a crazy bounce. Krug right back up to the line. Caron dumps it into the slot. Giordano has trouble from Campbell. Campbell locks up Giordano, but Caron can't take the loose puck. Hudler carefully to the red line and then tosses it in behind Raskorichin. 2:20 to go in the first period. Torrey Krug feeds Milan Lucic over the spoke B. Lucic to Iginla, the snapshot save, and Berra bungles it all the way to the corner.
I know it's an easy pass, but Krug's first pass coming out of the zone is tape to Iginla, and the end result is a scoring opportunity. It changes the rhythm of your offense. Execution.
Making the simple pass well. Chara over to Boychuk. The wrist shot saved Berra. The pop-up rebound, and he gobbles it up.
Now Torrey Krug playing the offside, takes this little pass behind the net. Campbell's going to clear it out. That allows Lucic to come off that left wing wall. There's a lot of space. You need to make that pass, though. It's got to be tape to tape. Now you got a little momentum, a little speed through center ice. You gain entry, and you have net drive by Lucic. That allows Ginla to get a shot, a purposeful shot on goal. Looking to beat Barrow, get a rebound.
Krejci wins the face-off away from Backlund, but Byron scoots right onto the puck and carries into the Boston zone. Byron trying to throw it through the middle. Jones gets it loose on the end board, banks it for Giordano. The wrist shot, looking for Byron at the far post. It bounces down off the skirt of the net. Seidenberg with a good, strong hit on Blair Jones. Krug turns away from Byron. Backlund cutting him off. Krug has to retreat. He chucks his cross ice. Seidenberg takes the hit to move the puck to Iginla. Iginla back to Krug, but the puck hops on him. Krug up to the red line. Down into the slot. Russell banks it out to Glenncross in the neutral zone. Glenncross whales it off the glass. It rides the dasher. Drops down for a Hoodler. Now Monahan backing in against Bergeron. Glenncross to Monahan in front. And it goes off of Hoodler and over the crossbar. Final minute of the first period. Bruins and Flames at TD Garden. Marchand hits the brakes. Russell staying right with Marchand. Bergeron tries to bunt it forward. Glenncross on the knockdown. Hoodler will regroup in the Calgary zone, hoping that fresh legs can get on the ice as he's doing so. But he invites the forecheck. Bartkowski keeps it on. No, he did not keep it on the line as linesman Tim Nowak puts up the arm, signaling a delayed offside.
And Bowman went to hit him again, and Bartkowski dropped it for a second time.
Keep an eye on that one. Riley Smith now in the final 10 seconds of the first period. Campbell has the puck hop right back to him, and it's offside.
Not sure how it happened, but the water bottle came off the back of Tuukka Rask's net. And it got right in the passing lane, and it caused the Bruins some problems with some puck management trying to get out of their own zone.
This one scoots in behind Tuukka Rask's goal line, and they will go to the rooms, tied 0-0 after 20 minutes at TD Garden.
Well, Tuukka Rask, probably the Bruins' best player in that period. It wasn't a bad period by Boston. It's just sluggish, and the passing not as sharp where it needs to be. In Calgary, their confidence level is pretty good right now. That 5-2-1 record in their last 8. And they know they played the Bruins real tough at home in the most recent game.
Well, Dale, the Bruins have their longest streak without a regulation loss since 2009. They're going to have to up the ante a little bit if they want to keep it going.
Yeah, this has the feel of that first home game after the long road.
Snowy New England night, 0-0 as we head toward the second period. Jamie Erdahl has some news giving Bruins fans more of just what they want.
Welcome into the Xfinity HD Zone. Joining me tonight, John Judkins, Director of Marketing for the Greater Boston area for Comcast, here to introduce the launch of a very new and exciting product for Comcast, Bruins On Demand. John, what is this all about?
Bruins On Demand, we're real excited about this. For Xfinity TV customers, it not only gives them the ability to catch Bruins replay on NESN, but also the ability to view behind-the-scenes assets to their favorite team.
So for the most passionate Bruins fans, this is all access all the time. How do fans find this on their television?
It's very easy to find it. From the Xfinity On Demand menu, they select Get Local, click on Bruins On Demand. From there, they can watch it as often as they want, and they get full access with the ability to pause, rewind, and watch all their local favorite players.
All right, Jack Edwards, did you hear that? That means you can listen and hear yourself any time of day, any night. John, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
What a nightmare for my family. We're joined high above the ice now by the sports director at WCAX TV, the legendary Channel 3 in Burlington, Vermont, Mike McCune. It's good to see you again, Mike.
Great to see you. Great to be down here again.
And you know, it was funny because the Dartmouth Sports Information Department was tweeting out a week ago tonight about what a great storyline it was with all the Dartmouth guys, but you can add Kevin Miller to that, and it's the I-89 pipeline to this game, as we got 3 former Dartmouth players on the rosters and one from the University of Vermont.
Absolutely. I was saying you can't help but trip over a local angle for us. Kevin Miller's been great. I mean, he couldn't be a nicer guy, and it's such a hard worker to see him get the opportunity and then to make the most of it, kind of establish that he can be a top 6 defenseman here. And then you've got Nick Johnson getting the call up. He's former Dartmouth, and on the Calgary side, Lee Stepniak, David Jones, TJ Gagliardi. So it's great to see that local representation, and we want to try to come down here whenever we have that opportunity. So earlier today, it was a lot of fun being able to catch up with all those guys.
Was Miller this serious in college?
Oh, he was always this serious. And he was the captain, so he did a lot of talking, and it was all flatline all the way through. But it couldn't be a nicer guy, and great to see him, the hard work pay off.
Yeah, the highs don't get too high with him. The lows don't get too low. So I would imagine, it's been a while since I've been to Gutterson Fieldhouse, but I would imagine it's just as nutty as ever. Huh?
Absolutely, and the Cats are playing really well this year, gotten things going. They've won 5 straight. They're playing Northeastern tonight, looking for a 6th win in a row, so it's a fun time.
Mike, thanks for coming up, and we enjoy the affiliate relationship that Nesson has with Channel 3 up in Burlington, and if you're ever up in the North Country, it's a tremendous station to watch.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Bruins and Calgary Flames coming back to the ice for the second period, and the Bees need a little bit more finish. Some slop in the defensive zone, and we took it with a grain of salt when we examined the individual event statistics for the first period and saw that Brad Marchand had been credited with 0 giveaways. Something a little bit more objective for you in that measurement. Attacking zone time was virtually even. The Bruins had 8 minutes and 30 seconds to 8 minutes and 13 seconds of the puck in the attacking zone for the Calgary Flames. First period summary is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Bruins have had some issues in the second period. If you're just joining us across the top of the hour, Jarome Iginla missed as little time as possible in Vancouver, and some saw Craig Cunningham coming up to Boston as an emergency call-up as a possible signal that maybe Iginla wouldn't play. As it turns out, there was never any doubt. Tape it up and he'll go. So the Bruins had 20 minutes of playing time to shake the legs out. Now they got to get a little bit sharper. Yes, Brick?
No question about it, and they know it. To a man, as a group. And Jackie mentioned really a number of times during that first period an opportunity for their leaders to really step up. That's what you're looking for here in period number 2.
Mark Giordano has to turn it back across his own zone under pressure from Milan Lucic. Schmid all the way back of his goal line. Giordano keeping possession. He just hoists it out and bounces in front of Torrey Krug. Tough play for a defenseman, as Brick has illustrated many times, but Krug plays it solidly. Krejci to Lucic, barreling up the left wing. Glenn Cross gives him a bump. Comes all the way around to Iginla, sizzling the pass for Krejci, but he couldn't redirect.
Had to be hard, had to be quick. Unfortunately for Krejci, he's a right-handed shot. That's a difficult one to one time.
TJ Brody deliberately to Sean Monahan. Threw a couple of sticks to Glenn Cross. To Monahan, tries to tap it low for Hoodler, and Boychuk's on him. Boychuk working it up the wall, makes the simple pass off the boards. Krejci to Smith, who's just changed on. Marchand's shot sails well wide, stick side. Chara throws it toward goal off Russell's blade. Marchand bats it to Bergeron. Bergeron working against Russell. Russell reaches through. Bergeron tries to win it back, and Marchand gets the puck. It hops up off Glenn Cross's stick and out of play. The faceoff will be in the Calgary zone.
Still looking for the perfect holiday gift? Nesson, in association with MLB Productions, presents Band of Bearded Brothers. Get the complete story of the Red Sox historic 2013 season in stores now on Blu-ray and DVD. For a list of participating retailers or to buy online, visit Nesson.com/Red Sox DVD.
Stajan and Bergeron on the faceoff. And Bergeron wins another one. Chara can't keep the puck in the attacking zone. Has to delay. And now as the Bruins clear, he drives it in. Funny bounce off a stanchion. Bergeron down for Smith. Back to Boychuk. The blast rings the post. Marchand can't scoop it in. A Johnny Rocket that actually moved the goal.
Well, strong shift by the Bergeron line. It was interrupted by a face-off. A nice job by Johnny Boychuk. Just a hair late getting there with Stage, and I believe he deflected that shot by Boychuk. Changes direction, beats Barrett, glove side, high on the post side. A rebound just a little too tight to the skates of Marchand to put that puck where he wanted to.
Caron stacks up Schmid. Cunningham trying to backhand it to the short post. Caron gets his stick tangled in Jones's skates. And as Blair Jones goes down, Caron goes to the box.
38 Boston and 2 minutes tripping.
Now the Campbell line on the ice. Looking to keep that momentum from the Bergeron line to start this period, basically. First couple minutes of play in period number 2. Establish offensive zone time. Keep the forechecking pressured on, but the stick work sends him to the box.
Chara fights his way through to the puck and hammers it past Giordano. I don't know how much third base Giordano played, but he certainly wasn't moving toward it. Not that he could be blamed for that.
Penalty number 38, Jordan Caron, 2 minutes tripping.
Yeah, imagine playing third with Ricky Henderson up. That can't be any fun. Now you got to protect for the bunt, and he could hit.
He can rip it. Yeah. Monahan wins a faceoff away from Bergeron. And Chris Russell, who played a lot of power play for Columbus, drops it off. Pudler, the hard backhand, nobody there. Boychuk can't get it out of the zone though. Russell pokes it ahead. Stepniak, the shot saved by Rask. The rebound just past the post as Hudler had a second chance.
Well camouflaged by Stepniak. Didn't even look like a shot, and all of a sudden it was on Tuukka Rask's right pad.
Hudler drops down into the corner, brings it to Giordano along the line. Hudler, slap pass into the slot. Hudler wins the puck back. Giordano can't keep it in the attacking zone though. The face-off out at center.
Bruins had an opportunity to clear the zone. Puck wouldn't sit flat for Boychuk. Flames were able to keep it in. Stepniak just kind of walks to the middle, using Chara as that big screen. And just all in one motion, that quick little release where the hands don't move at all. You just roll a wrist and all of a sudden that puck's low on target inside that far post, and Rask had to make a nice stop.
Russell over the line. Glenncross unable to make the centering pass. Russell to Backlund. He closes. The shot goes off of Kevin Miller. He drives it up the boards and out.
A couple of good plays by Miller. The first one started when Calgary gained entry. He quickly closed and attacked the puck. And even though the Bruins don't get the puck out, he makes a nice shot block on the second play.
Russell wrists it around. It hops over Rask's stick. Krejci reverses to Seidenberg. In the collision, it comes back to Krejci, seeing some penalty killing time. Jerome McGinley leads Krejci, but Krejci was ahead of the play offside.
Tough break. So close to being onside. 2-on-2. Two guys that you want if you're the Boston Bruins in a 2-on-2. Krejci and McGinley. You got a real good playmaker along with a super finisher. McGinley tries to gain the blue line, but he carried the puck just a little bit too far back off his right hip. And Krejci was trying to maintain a certain amount of speed on that 2-on-2 attack.
It says something about how decimated the Bruins roster is. The guys who are ranked 7th and 8th among penalty-killing forwards in shorthanded time on ice per game are out there in a situation like that. Not that they're not capable of doing it. It just hasn't been their job when the full roster has been healthy.
That's why you pay attention in every meeting. And that's why you pay attention when you're sitting on the bench and you're watching penalty killers that are going to get the penalty killing time in front of you when you're 6, 7, 8 deep. But you pay attention, you understand concepts. You know there might be an opportunity somewhere down the line for you to get more ice time and to fill a role.
2 shots on goal, 1 minute and 2 seconds in the attacking zone, and Caron's out of the box, but Schmid keeps the Bruins from breaking all the way through. Stepniak can't hack the shot through Johnny Boychuk, and the puck lobs up into the protective netting. Chara's down right in front of the Boston goal, and he's got his hand to his face.
Yeah, it looked like he got hit with a high stick, didn't it?
Yep.
Staging was in the neighborhood.
Oh, it's near his right eye.
All four officials got together to have a little discussion. See if we get a look at exactly what happened. It was a little bit away from the puck. Oh, yeah. Stage and try to dance around him, and you got to get that stick pretty high if you're going to try to get it up over Chara's head, and he catches him right by the eye. Can't understand why there's no penalty there.
Because they didn't see it.
You got four guys out there.
Yep. And here's the crowd reaction as they show the replay on.
That's the whole idea of having the two-ref system and having the linesman, the ability to bring it to the attention of the officials. Plays away from the puck.
Krejci wins the face-off against the rookie Monahan. Krug to Iginla into the center circle. Lucic the return, and they say it's offside. And it's Krejci. Michel Cormier, the linesman, emphatic in his signal, pointing at Krejci, and Claude Julien pointing at HDX.
It's a nice little give and go between Lucic and Iginla. Krejci doing his best, trying to drag that left skate, but it catches part of that blue line. Linesman right in position to make the call. That's frustrating. You see your captain go down with a high stick, no penalty call. So you're a little frustrated with the non-call there after you do a nice job killing the penalty. You expect to get a power play, you don't get it. Maybe even a 4-minuter, in fact. You don't get anything. And then you got the Iginla going in on a breakaway, and it's blown down for an offside. That's close, and it's right in front of you. That's frustrating.
Bartkowski jags it out of the zone. Giordano spins the puck around. Kevin Miller bunts it back down for Iginla. He gets it deep, but only Giordano's there. He takes the hit from Lucic to move it to Schmid. Little touch pass from Blair Jones. He can't clear the zone with it. Iginla in a puck battle with Backlund and Schmid, and Iginla wins it. Krejci and Lucic had a traffic jam. Backlund spins it over. Blair Jones in front, and Bartkowski pokes it away from Backlund. Jones, the hard backhand to TJ Brody along the line for Russell, drags it into the slot. Backlund's drive tipped in front, and it goes wide. And now Miller goes down because Boma was not just lifting the stick, but getting it right up in his face.
Well, Chara doesn't wear the shield.
I don't believe Miller did or it wasn't his intent, but it got legislated into his repertoire.
Yeah, he had to wear it in the American Hockey League. Doesn't have 25 NHL games coming in this year, so he doesn't have the option. And the shield can only do so much when the stick comes at you at that angle, that kind of force. Ball will go to the box, and there's your double minor.
Checking for Chicklets. This Bruins power play brought to you by Mazda. Bruins 0 for 3 Saturday night at Vancouver, 3 for 10 with the man advantage in their last 4 games.
And we mentioned Calgary and their pretty good record in their last 8. And if you use that 8-game stretch, their penalty killing, I believe, is 31 for 32 in that stretch.
They've allowed just 2 power play goals in the last 45 shorthanded situations. Of course, one of them was by Boston. Spooner gets the puck back to Smith. Spooner spins it to Smith. Goes back, skips past Boychuk. Soderberg to Spooner. In front, Bergeron, and a save by Barrett.
Just the fact that Bergeron had to handle it with his skate before he could get the forehander away, that allowed Barrett to get better positioning.
Smith carries down to the hash mark, sizzles it around. Bergeron takes it, looks toward the point, and then reverses to Smith. Smith has Soderberg at the left point, gives it to him. Soderberg snaps it back down the boards. Smith to Bergeron in the corner. Bergeron trickles it along the goal line. Spooner with a good cut and a good angle on Giordano to keep possession. Soderberg all the way around to Spooner. Comes off his stick. Boychuk chops at it. Giordano and Spooner in the corner. Stempniak. Bergeron wraps him up. Bergeron's stick comes up around Stempniak's face. Bergeron wins the puck to Soderberg. It squiggles through to Butler, and he belts it the length of the rink. Chara waiting at the attacking line. Back in action for the Bruins. Here is Chara. Head to the corner. Lucic rams it through for Iginla. Gets the puck back. Krug pulls it off the boards on the backhand. Over to Krejci. Iginla circling high on the far side. Now goes to the slot. Krejci with Lucic on the far side. Chara in front. The pass for Lucic deflected to the glass. Lucic taps to Krug. The backhand indirect for Iginla. Krejci in traffic, spins it to Krug. Lucic's blast hits the end boards. Krejci recovers the puck to Krug, the one-timer. Tipped out of the middle by Schmid, the defenseman. And Calgary having trouble clearing the zone. Backlund, 3 chances, couldn't get it out. Iginla holds on the half boards. Draws it away from Brody. Krejci slap pass. Chara's drive, scores! Get your revenge on the scoreboard. It comes in the back half of the double minor. Chara's 8th of the year.
Well, when you shoot the puck as hard as Zdeno Chara, you can beat goaltenders flat out because they just can't react. And other times, it's just the power of the shot that can beat the goaltender. A failure to get the puck out when they had 1 or 2 opportunities by the Flames is going to cost them. The Bruins stay with it. Lucic's able to find Iginla down low. The Bruins be able to work that triangle back out high again and set up for Chara on the opposite side. Now, Chara early in the year, Jack, was working the front of the net. Now they've had him get from the front of the net over to that face-off dot for some one-timers where Lucic or Iginla gets more towards the front of the net, most usually Lucic. But the power of the drive by Chara, and great to see him get back quick enough to be part of that power play unit after the Bergeron unit was on the ice first. Bergeron had the best chance with that group, and then Chara able to give the Bruins the lead with that powerful one-time.
Caron sends Cunningham ahead, the long wrist shot. Barra makes the stop. He'll take the face-off in his own zone. And now the gloves come up, and tempers simmer down. Zdeno Chara on the blast from the far side, and the Bruins draw first blood. Mika Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance.
Well, after Calgary fears to get this puck out, you got great motion on the power play. Lucic to the front of the net. Chara's going to work his way over to this dot. Krug initially is going to drive in, but he needs to get back out towards the middle. David Krejci gets out over here in order to get the play where they want it. Iginla, great patience. Subtle little move. Get it to Krejci. Get in your setup. And Chara fanning way out by the dot. Krejci recognizes, and then the power of Chara's drive gives the Bruins a power play goal and the lead.
Worth noting, Zdeno Chara has gone down the tunnel. I don't know if it's equipment or if it's follow-up after he got high-sticked in front by Matt Stajan, the one that was not called.
Sometimes it's one of those decisions where, okay, you need a couple butterflies, maybe a few stitches. Oh, wait, power play? I'm ready.
Exactly. That can wait. Hudler drives the puck around through the corner. Rask, an aggressive move to the end boards to knock the puck down for Seidenberg. Little Keystone Cops as he gets Hudler and Glencross to collide. Now wing to wing Cunningham. The shot. Barrett coughs up a juicy rebound. Back to the point. Miller holds. Rolls it off the boards in the corner past Campbell. Comes around to the near side. Blair Jones takes Butler's pass. Gains the line, trickles it in deep. Rask aggressively again. It rattles around low circle. Bergeron pokes it out of Stempniak's reach. Smith sizzles it cross ice. It skips between Caron's stick and his skates. O'Brien off of Jones's skates. Rask around for Marchand. Marchand pulls the puck up the boards. Schmid can't get it in deep, and the Bruins take possession back. Matt Bartkowski to Kevin Miller. Bartkowski takes the space, then gets it in deep as the Bruins change out. Giordano holds, draws Marchand. Stajan spins it over. David Jones runs into Krug's check, and the puck comes loose. Spooner hopping on it, and Krug sends it cross ice. Schmid draws Spooner. One motion makes the pass the length of the rink, and it goes for icing. Game report with Dale Arnold. What do you got, Dale?
Jack, ugly incident. Anaheim playing against Detroit. Kyle Quincy right there will get a 5-minute boarding major and a game misconduct. Ryan Getzlaff Scary fall into the boards. Supposedly skated off under his own power, Jack.
Well, it's good to hear that Getzlaf was able to get himself off the ice. Rick, that is probably the hit that is most in the center of the target to get rid of. Johnson trying to center. It's off Berra's stick. David Jones extends the strides. Good effort and good angle from Spooner. Here's the turnover that results. Johnson shot. Handcuffs Berra. Pops up. Johnson to follow. Still loose. Almost to the dot. And Stajan just whacks the thing out of there.
Turn defense into offense. Back pressure all on display. Spooner with the body contact. The poor decision because of the body contact leads to the turnover to Johnson.
Krejci through the corner. Saw the hit from Colburn coming. Now Colburn lugs it up through the neutral zone. Boma was a full stride off, so Calgary has to cut off the rush.
Yeah, he got locked up with Miller. Miller helped draw the offside.
There's the whistle, and Boma just launched.
He knows it's offside. He knows it's offside.
And he launched from the circle. He was flying the last 8 feet into the boards. Berkshire Bank Rewind coming up just 30 seconds away.
The TD Bank.
Time now for the Berkshire Bank exciting rewind. Let's roll it back to the first period. Calgary trying to establish that forechecking game and spend time in the attacking zone. Glenn Cross is going to drive this puck in, and it's a nice rotation by this line. Monahan, the rookie, he's going to go behind the net because he knows that Hoodler, first on the puck, is going to use the back of the net below the goal line for possession. Third man now becomes Glenn Cross. Read and react. When he sees that puck get beyond Monahan on the little chip, he knows I'm next up. I get to the puck, create the 2-on-1 below the goal line, and Hoodler, who was the first forward in on the dump in, he now becomes the third man high. They create that triangle. That's pretty good forecheck. Fundamental, old school, effective. Calgary was good in that first period, but Boston has control of the game right now.
Every month, Berkshire Bank is giving away a Kindle Fire HD. Plus, at the end of the season, Berkshire Bank will assist one lucky winner with their mortgage for a year. All you need to do is vote for your favorite exciting rewind. Go to NESN.com/Berkshire Bank to enter. Berkshire Bank. Life is exciting. Let them help. So we've told you as this season has progressed that the Bruins have shown themselves to be one of the NHL's most resilient teams. Not so for a Calgary club that has struggled when behind and has had difficulty mounting much of an offense. And part of that is just due to a lack of ability to execute 5-on-5. Of course, the Bruins goal came on the power play tonight, but Calgary ranks 26th in 5-on-5 goal differential. Cunningham, the wraparound, a second chance, a third chance. Campbell jams, and Berra finds the puck in the pile. Craig Cunningham making the most of his opportunity. He's brought the energy and a certain fearlessness around the goal.
Yeah, it's an opportunity, and he's down in Providence, and he's seeing guys come up and not just kind of sit on the bench and maybe play 2 or 3 minutes a night. They get an opportunity to play. What's required of the Bruins when you're in the lineup, whether you're on emergency recall or if you're a 15-year vet, you're required to play the game a certain way. It's with effort, and it's with that fearlessness that you talk about, Jack, and it's a do-your-job attitude. And you don't have to have style points. That fourth unit with Campbell, Cunningham, and Caron, effective shift.
Zdeno Chara has returned to the Boston bench. He's not in the game right now. Krug and Seidenberg sandwich Paul Byron. Seidenberg takes a huge hit far side to move the puck to Krug, who gets it out to center. Blair Jones administering that big bump. Puck hits the linesman. It dies right at Milan Lucic's stick, but Byron steals the cross ice pass. Giordano now to Schmid. Backlund off of Ginla. Krejci picks up the puck. Quick re-entry. Byron bounces off. Krejci for Lucic. Ginla on the follow, but he couldn't lift the puck up and over. Ginla staying between Blair Jones and the puck. Jones gets it up the boards, but Krejci keeps it down. Krejci lifts Schmidt's stick. Now the puck rattles around far side, and Byron just flicks it through.
Now that pressure result of the Bruins with good structure in the neutral zone. Nice little exchange between Krejci and Iginla.
Riley Smith handcuffs Berra, but he manages to control his own rebound. And Schmidt is looking for some opponent, but no one is picking up the bait.
And this is the neutral zone we're talking about, Jack. Krejci's the first man in the 1-2-2. When he tries to channel the puck and Calgary transfers it from side to side, he peels back to Iginla's side. Now Iginla's job is to come away off the boards to the middle of the ice, take away the middle of the ice. And Krejci on that rotation now, he gets back in the passing lane when Calgary tries to go up the left wing. Steal, counterattack, defense to offense.
10 consecutive shots on goal for Boston in this game, and 8 in a row since the Bruins scored their power play goal. Curtis Glencross takes his eye off the puck and rattles into the slot. Boychuk with a nice extension. And now he races up the ice, gains the line with Marchand rotating back. His attempt to center it goes off Brody's stick and into the protective netting.
NESN wants you to enter for your chance to win the Arena Cross ticket giveaway. 10 winners will each receive a family 4-pack of Gold Circle tickets to the Arena Cross event at the DCU Center in Worcester on January 3rd, 2014. Visit NESN.com/ArenaCross to enter.
Stajan and Spooner on the face-off. Spooner had a really good shift last time over the boards. Here he is, the backhand, but spinning it wide. Russell seeing the hit coming, can't get the puck out of the zone. A good rotation from Nick Johnson and throwing it to the opposite corner. Now here's Johnson almost pinning the puck on the boards. Stempniak, but there's good layers. Soderberg on the diagonal to pick it off short of the red line. Calgary having a heck of a time getting the puck in the forward half of the ice right now. Kevin Miller bangs the puck off a flame into the zone. Russell jukes. Johnson doesn't buy. Tries to pick the short side high corner. Goes through the webbing of Reto Berra. Now Matt Stajan weaves toward the Boston line. Miller lifts his stick. Bartkowski gets the puck to the blue line and out to center. Stajan has to tag up to get himself back onside. Stajan backs in against Miller. Spooner on the good solid check to separate him from the puck. Ryan Spooner's well known for his offensive creativity and his slick skating, but a couple of really solid defensive shifts in a row here in the second period. Craig Cunningham on the go as Butler goes in front of his own goal to O'Brien. Bartkowski reads it well, steps in front of the pass and sends it in deep. O'Brien off the boards again. There's Caron sealing off the pass. Colburn can't clear. Miller's drive saved Berra. Caron jamming in front. The Bruins just laying siege to the Calgary end, and the Flames ice it once again.
The TD Bank Community Clubhouse and the Boston Bruins would like to welcome Special Olympics Massachusetts to tonight's game. At TD Bank, we're committed to supporting the communities we serve by making a difference together.
Calgary's last even strength shot was at 15:09 of the first period. We're approaching the 14-minute mark of the second. Bergeron reaching underneath Boma to steal the puck.
They read it perfectly, saw that Seidenberg was going to go for a pinch down the wall. He's got to get back, protect. Not only does he do it, he creates the turnover.
There are always at least two things going on around the puck, and sometimes defense is even more exciting than offense.
Iginla has played in over 1,200 NHL games for 3 different organizations, but Saturday night was the first time in his hockey career he dislocated a finger during a game. Iginla is our Acura Key matchup. Beat the extremely new 2014 MDX at Acura.com/MDX. Iginla said that when he looked down at his hand, which we all saw, his finger was pointing at a 90-degree direction on Saturday. He definitely thought it was broken, but trainers put it back into place Saturday night. He finished the game in Vancouver. Yesterday, x-rays showed no further damage to his ring finger. Jack Iginla was wearing a splint at morning skate, and in his own words, he said he was good to go to face his former team.
Yeah, no further damage, right? You can fit that hand in the glove, get back out there. What a tremendous athlete and man, Jarome Iginla. And there he is. Krug. Krejci off the stick of Byron. He one-hands it. Lucic carries it right into the attacking zone. Chips for Krejci. Back to Seidenberg. Intentionally wide. bounces off the metal apron of the goal. Krejci back to Seidenberg. Tough pass to handle, and he couldn't keep it in the attacking zone.
Might need a new piece of lumber. I use that word loosely.
The composite trees are really beautiful. Marchand. Bergeron charges forward. Composite stick. Enter the joke right here as Riley Smith snaps it on the one-timer after a pretty cross-ice feed from Marchand. Helped by Bergeron driving to the net to draw the defense back. Smith battling with new lumber, and he spins it to the near side. Schmid around past Marchand. It bounces out to center. Boychuk hits the brakes, reverses, and wrists it off glass. It rolls all the way around to Bergeron. Bergeron trickles it past Schmid. Marchand hitting Monahan from behind. He's going to go for boarding. Glencross comes over and steers Marchand toward the corner, and everybody grabs a partner do-si-do.
This looks like a 2-minute penalty to Marchand on the finish of the check. Not sure if they're going to give him a boarding or hitting from behind. I guess it's one and the same. Monahan does the right thing. He sees where the pressure's coming from, and it's that forehand shiver to the back, push into the wall. But, I mean, that's right on the numbers. You can't make a hit like that.
As we were saying earlier, that is dead center of the bullseye on the hit the NHL is trying to get rid of. It's just too dangerous, too fast, too strong, too much contact there.
Yeah, the only time you have trouble with that hit where you say it's not on the guy laying the body contact is that last second spin move by the player that's retrieving the puck. That was not the case. Monahan made the right play. Take a peek over the left shoulder. He knew Marchand was coming. So you know he's not defenseless, and you know he's not suspecting or expecting contact. You hope it doesn't come because you got your back to him. And when it does, do the best to protect yourself. And Marchand will go to the box.
Boston penalty number 63, Brad Marchand, ticket boarding.
Chara spins the backhand through the neutral zone. As you heard Jim Martin's public address announcement, it is a boarding penalty. Krejci can't chop it out of the zone. Hoodler holds. Across the middle. Backlund's shot. A save by Rask. Chara turns and lofts it over everybody.
It's not a statistic you can keep, but how many times is Chara, with his strength, able to pull pucks out of troublesome areas in that slot area, not only pull the puck out, but then clear the zone?
His immense strength in his arms. In so little space, he's often able to make that 200-foot clear. Next time you get a chance to go out on a frozen pond, just try seeing how far you can get the puck to go in the air by turning and doing that. And Johnny Boychuk's right there, too, in terms of that.
Yeah, and he's more leverage. He's more body leverage, and, he's real strong as well. Elbows through hands. And that's, that's a great gift to have, and it's something you can also work on. But just pull this puck away from Stempniak and get the spin move and just flick.
That puck went 100 feet in the air. And he didn't have any time to get his body behind it.
And that's a big turn.
Chris Russell in the final minute of the power play for Calgary with Marchand in the box for boarding. Joe Colburn brings it to Giordano. Colburn tried to get the shot, but Caron got the stick on Colburn.
Yeah, plus Miller right in the shooting lane.
About 35 seconds to go on the power play. Calgary looking for a goal to even it up despite being vastly outplayed here in the second period. Giordano down to the half board. Spooner gets the stick right in there. Spooner also a guy who's not seen a lot of shorthanded time on ice, but Claude Julien's seen some excellent defensive work from him in the second period. Spooner's shot, the blockers saved by Berra. Puck to the half boards, and Spooner contests for it, delaying the exit. Now in the final 10 seconds of Marchand's penalty. Colburn spins over the line, gives to Glencross the drop pass underneath Russell's blade. One shot on the power play as Marchand dances out of the box.
That ends up play by Spooner. It was a 2-on-2. He kind of delayed a little bit, trying to wait for Campbell. When that didn't materialize, if you're going to give me a little time and space, even shorthanded, I'm going to put a puck on goal.
Stajan goes after it, but Boychuk steps up. Bruins break up ice 3-on-2. Iginla looking center. Krejci, the backhand redirection. Gets the rebound off the end board. Stajan wheels it forward. He's got Boma on his left. Sprays the puck to the wall. Boychuk shields the puck from Boma on the turn through the corner. Stajan goes in. Chara keeps the puck in a safe area. Krejci calmly gets it ahead to Iginla into Lucic's skates. He gains the line, finds Iginla. Iginla dances around Giordano but can't control it on the backhand. Stajan finishes his check to the corner. Jones gets it out to center. And now Seidenberg goes shoulder to shoulder with Boma, who has been looking for contact. And Iginla's in the middle of the fray, never shy about it.
Real good body contact. Initially, it looked like Iginla tried to pull that puck backhand in order to get to the front of the net on the net rush, short side. And then the puck works its way up the wall. Iginla got locked up with some body contact. Lucic comes across. Good hit on Jones. Good read by Seidenberg. Good gap. Don't give up that red line if you can. Attack. I know I have support. My partner's coming across in Bartkowski. I can stand up, take out Boma. Things got a little heated.
Minute and a half to go in the second period. Bruins have outshot Calgary 15-3 here in the second. Calgary's hanging around, just a goal down. Backlund leads out Brody. Brody on the backhand. Rask knocks it down. It's loose near the post. Byron after it. Here's Stempniak. Softly down to the goal line to Backlund. Backlund fights off the Bergeron check. Marchand skates it to the right side. Flicks it off the boards. Picks up the self-pass. Blows the tire. Russell trickles it up the wall. Byron spins it to the line. Riley Smith with great anticipation keeping it in for a moment. In the final minute of the second period, Backlund tosses the backhand all the way behind Rask's goal. Seidenberg right back on the ice. Chips the pass over to Bartkowski. Bartkowski skates all the way to the Calgary end. A leg stop by Barron, a puck going wide. Pudler bounces it all the way past Glenncross and Chara. Chara hits him in the leg. Glenncross throws it on Rask, but he holds the post and paddles it aside. About 20 seconds to go in the period. Bartkowski to Spooner's backhand. Spooner quickens the step over the line. The shot goes off Schmid. Giordano around the boards for Glenncross. He backhands it off Pudler. Final 10 seconds. The Bruins dump it in deep. Giordano spins it around to the far side. And are we going to get a penalty called, or they just blew their whistle on the siren? Thought we saw a high stick.
No penalties on the end of that.
No. So after 40 minutes, the Bruins will take a 1-0 lead into the room.
Real good neutral zone in that second period, Jack. That's the structure they want to have. They turn defense into offense all period, and the special teams power play goal by Chara.
Boston Bruins Hockey on NESN is brought to you by the all-new Sierra. Designed and engineered by GMC. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck. By Amica Insurance. By Infinity. By the Massachusetts Health Connector. By your local New England Audi dealers. By Kettle One Vodka. And make the holidays shine even brighter now during Hyundai Holidays. Bruins up 1-0 over the Calgary Flames despite the great territorial advantage for Boston in the second period. Let's fly to the bench for an interview with Andy Brickley and Bruins assistant coach Jeff Ward, brought to you by Cape Air, your wings to 44 cities in the U.S., the Caribbean, and Micronesia. Book your tickets at capeair.com now.
Hey, Jeff, let's start with a philosophical question. First game back after not so much a lengthy road trip in terms of games, but, different time zones and a lot of time and sickness and everything else. Sluggish first period, great second period, but why do you suppose it's always difficult to play that first game home?
Well, I think, you get off the long travel day, the wrong road trip. Fumbling my words here. You get off the long road trip, especially, after going all the way to the West Coast in a couple of time zones and Yesterday I know everybody felt a little sluggish. You don't get much sleep. You're trying to readjust your body, and we talked about it before the game. It's important to keep your shift short, get your legs underneath you, keep the play simple, keep the puck moving ahead, and we were able to do that. And then the second period we got our legs under us, and it was a much better effort.
Well, you got Spooner and Johnson and Cunningham now in the lineup. Miller, even though he's been playing regular, these guys up from Providence, yet they step right in, do the job, play significant minutes and roles. Is that just organizational depth? Is it coaching? What do you think it is?
Well, I think it's all, talent number one. The guys obviously have the talent and the confidence. I think our guys in Providence do a great job, not only working on their skills, but also that confidence level. And the fact that I think we play the same systems down there and up here, it makes it a seamless transition for the guys because they know what to expect when they get up here. So all they have to worry about is playing the game and what comes at them as opposed to trying to learn a whole new system. So I think it's everything. But yeah, it's a chance for us to develop some depth right now with some guys out of the lineup, and the young guys doing a good job so far.
Well, 1-goal lead going into the third. Good luck.
Thank you.
Former stellar NESN intern Nicole LaCroix enjoying the game. Game summary brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Brick, at NESN we've been tracking zone time, and it is an objective measurement, not necessarily possession, which is subjective of course, but where the puck is. And if you do the math and you include the power play time that Calgary spent in the Boston zone in the second period, and also the fact that Calgary did clear the puck a couple of times into the Boston zone while Boston was on the power play. The Flames had the puck in the Boston zone only about 4 minutes of the second period, yet they're still down by only 1.
Yeah, a little bit of a rope-a-dope there in the second period by Calgary, but I really like the way, more importantly, the Bruins played. We mentioned that sluggishness in the first period. Rask had to make 3 or 4 real important stops to make it to a 0-0 game until the Bruins took advantage of their power play. Now this period, you're looking for a bit more of a finishing touch in order to get that separation and that 2-goal lead.
Here's Lucic looking for that. Maybe Boychuk. Chara rotates. Lucic, top of the circle, fires it low. Boychuk right across the goal line and all the way out. If he's a left-hand shot, that's a tuck. Right-hand shot, that's a tough angle.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's trying to bank it in off Berra or not.
Marchand with speed tries to gain the line, staging the good extension downward. And back comes David Jones, fights through Riley Smith's check. Blair Jones on the end towards David Jones, the wraparound attempt, but Marchand blocks that centering pass. Back in the neutral zone, TJ Brodie takes it on the bounce off the board. Russell goes wing to wing. Glenn Cross kicks it forward. Rask at the bottom of the circle, plays it across to Kevin Miller to Marchand. Marchand through the seam, bounces it all the way across to Smith. Smith hacks down on O'Brien's stick, but the pass still comes to Butler. Butler ahead, it skips over Glenn Cross. Miller quickly to Chara. He pirouettes, gets it past Glenn Cross's reach. Miller goes north and south looking for Soderberg, but Pudler breaks that up. Pudler bounces it cross ice. Glenn Cross into the middle, but there's a good effort from Nick Johnson getting back. Ryan Spooner tries to turn through the corner against O'Brien. Johnson there in support, but couldn't break the puck away. Sean Monahan off the back of Lance Boma's skates. Boma physical against Kevin Miller, took another stick up in the face, and once again Boma's going to go to the penalty bench.
Now, one thing you got to love about the Bruins, to a man. Whether you're the 6th, 7th defenseman or you're the best skill guy you got up front, the compete level when they play well is unmatched. There's the body contact by Boma. That's all well and good, but it's the high stick follow through that catches Miller up high. You mentioned it, Jack. Second time he's received some stick work to the face, and the Bruins took advantage of a power play opportunity in period number 2. And this is what we were talking about, the finishing touch. Get some separation on the scoreboard.
Bruins power play brought to you by McDonald's. If you're just joining us across top of the hour, Boston trying to stretch the lead. Ginla's drive. Chara in the pile in front. And Russ O'Bara clamps down on it.
Yeah, a little black and blue after this one, because that looked like it caught him in an area where there's no padding.
Yep.
Behind the shin pad. Nice face-off win by Krejci. Quickly set up for the one-timer from McGinley. Chara working the front of the net, and that's going to get him where there's no padding.
It has been a tough night for the big fella. Caught a stick right across the brow above the right eye. Krejci to Krug. The blast sails off the glass. Took a flat bounce. Here's Chara, the drive, and a save by Berra. Ginla put it right where Chara could step into it.
Almost the same formula as the Chara power play goal, meaning Calgary failure to get it out. Ginla delivering the first pass. This time it was direct to Chara for the one-time.
Chara bangs it all the way around through both corners. Krejci holds his. Chara goes through the slot. Krejci waits. A slap pass from Ginla right across the front. Lucic through the seam. Krug to Ginla. He fires away. It's off Butler. Karams quickly right back to Ginla. The hard pass to Krejci. Krejci to Ginla. The blast trickles across. Chara scores. 2 for the big fella tonight. Both on the power play, and the Bruins lead 2-0.
Love that saying at the end of a game. In a puddle of sweat, spitting a little blood, knowing that you contributed. Chara with his second tonight. It's been rough in terms of taking the high stick, shots hitting you, battling every shift, and working the front of the net. We saw him score the power play goal where he fans out to the dot. On this power play, he's going to work the front of the net. And how about the skill? To be able to handle that puck in your feet, and the feet at that size, with those skates, to corral that puck, to have that kind of balance, and the ability to corral that puck with your skates, get it to the forehand before Berra can get back.
So the Bruins expand the lead on the power play. Rask gloves Monahan's shot from the wing.
Power play goal. Scored by number 33, Zed.
Yeah, it hurts so good for the captain.
They're making good decisions. This unit really has been able to do pretty much what they've wanted to do with the man advantage. We talked about Calgary at the start of this broadcast saying how great their penalty killing has been in this 8-game stretch, but the Bruins with 2 power play goals, and on the scoreboard, that's the difference in the game, both by Chara.
Assisted by Jerome
Ginla and Krejci on the assists once again, so 3 Bruins with multi-point games. Johnny Boychuk off the boards behind Brad Marchand. Smith reads it well, taking it away from Hudler. Boychuk, the slap pass to Bergeron. Matt Stajan hits the brakes. Bergeron on the bypass, caught him in the skates, and he's going to go for tripping. Bergeron, of course, has already changed out, and he's going to try to disappear on the Boston bench. Maybe if they can't find him, he won't have to serve the penalty. Stajan kicks it across the line. Possession for Caron, and Cormier, the linesman, points at Bergeron, tracking him all the way.
Still have holiday shopping to do. Get online and check out the Bruins Holiday Gift Guide presented by TD Bank. You'll find the perfect gift for every fan on your shopping list, including individual game tickets, 3 game plans, great Bruins gear, and more. Take a look by visiting bostonbruins.com/gift guide. Patrice Bergeron getting it on the forecheck. Tries to get the puck, misses it. Go to the box for a trip, and Calgary recognizing with 15.5 to go, down by 2. Now's the time. Even if you don't score, you got to build some offensive momentum with your power play.
Giordano's wrist shot tipped in front and a save by Rask. An important stop by Tuukka Rask on a redirected puck.
Yeah, it looked like David Jones, who was in the high slot, gets a piece of this little wrist shot. Those wrist shots can be so effective. That shot by Giordano. Jones with that tripod, good position, getting a piece, changing the direction, and Rask had to track it well. But not only does he track it and squeeze the legs, because it was going to go 5-hole, he softens it enough to be able to control the rebound.
Russell's one-timer. Jones looking for the doorstep tip. Campbell tries to wrap up Jones. Giordano spins, keeping the puck on the line. Closes top of the circle. Jones, the backhand tip, and a save by Rask. Krejci gloves down the eye-high puck. Miller has an opening and sails it the length of the rink.
Such a smart play by Krejci. He gloves the puck down, but he keeps his feet moving. You got to get to a safe area, create some space, get the puck out of the slot, but get some separation to make a play.
Spooner strong on the stick against Backlund, and Backlund going for a tumble, and that deprived Calgary of a liquid entry to the Boston zone. Russell, Hudler Tosses the puck to the wall. Glenn Cross spins it back to Hoodler. He's got Russell at the point. Hoodler closes. Russell's shot goes off of Colburn in front. Boychuk pokes it forward and Spooner finishes the clear. Yuri Hoodler with about 3/4 of a minute to go on the power play gains the line. Glenn Cross. Colburn spins it around. Giordano tosses the puck off the boards. Stick on stick Marchand keeping Glenn Cross from making his move. Giordano's shot saved by Rask. Colburn jams. The referee loses sight of the puck. It was still loose between Rask's knees, but the referee couldn't see it. And Boston benefits from the quick whistle.
Exactly right, Jack. That puck was loose, and the Bruins trying to have good body position, stick position on the penalty kill, and let Rask know where the puck's coming from in order to make the necessary stops. But that puck was free the entire time.
Joe Colburn's happy to be back home, which is Calgary for him. And you pegged him pretty early, Brick. You said this guy is going to be a late bloomer. He's got to grow into a big body, 6'5". Unbelievable attitude, really smart player, and he comes to work every day.
Yeah, and it's still blooming, obviously. Yep. And Calgary trying to give him the opportunity, playing with the right people, and even though he might be fourth-line duty, still give him a power play opportunity.
Brody, it clanks off the apron wide of the post and goes up and out of play, and they're going to rightly rule that this faceoff is coming out in the neutral zone. Kevin Pollock, the referee, making the correct call here. If the puck goes off a shooter's stick and hits the post or crossbar and directly out, then the drop is still in the attacking zone, but that hit the apron wide of the post.
Well done.
Love Super Bowl. What is that, 120 frames per second? As opposed to the usual 30?
Yes, it is, Rain Man.
Hey, we got the toothpicks right. Now, not sure why one of the linesmen's coming over to the Boston bench.
Yeah, he was a little banged up right before that shot by...
Nowak's going off.
Yeah, before that shot by Giordano. He was down on one knee at the Bruins' defensive blue line. It was away from the play. I didn't see what happened, but I knew he was a little banged up, and he's going to need some attention before he can continue.
Well, they may just wrap it and send him right back out there, whatever it is, because there seems to be a delay just for that purpose. Right now, that's referee Kevin Pollock. The linesman who went down the tunnel is Tim Nowak. Door is still open at the Boston bench, as you can see.
Now, one of my original thoughts, Jack, was when a linesman, if it's a hand issue, a lot of times when you drop those pucks in those face-offs, you're just so exposed. Not sure that has anything to do with why he went off the ice, but if it's a hand situation, sometimes that is the cause.
Well, he's back on. Seidenberg turns, fires, and it goes right past Nowak. So you want to be an on-ice official, do you?
If you're playing with a broken nose, it's funny how it just attracts elbows, punches.
Centering feed, and a great chance for Paul Byron, but he goes over the top, and Tuukka Rask springing off his line to get a piece.
Jones was able to get to that puck first, deep in the Bruins zone, made a perfect pass to Byron, walking right down the middle.
Russell holds away from McGinley. Monahan pops it off Brody's stick. Brody has to backhand it out to center. Hoodler drops it off to Monahan. The rookie a little wiggle into the front. The shot. Seidenberg with a block. Monahan chips it off the end boards. Barkowski can't reach it. Gets it through Glenn Cross's legs. Now Schmid, the defenseman, forward to the goal line. To Glenn Cross whips it off a stick of Seidenberg and through the crease and out. Lucic, wing to wing. McGinley gets the puck all the way around. Krejci calling off, or Lucic calling off Krejci, I should say. Chara could not keep the puck in the attacking zone. It's offside. 12.5 minutes to go in the game. The Bruins have two. Both of them from the captain tonight. Your local New England Audi dealers. Experience Audi Quattro all-wheel drive tonight. The agony and the ecstasy for the captain.
The agony being the high stick to the face that was uncalled. But on the power play, the ensuing 4-minute power play was Chara with the one-timer. Now he's working the front of the net here in period 3 on the power play. The drive by Iginla catches him in a bad spot, but on the same power play, there's the ecstasy. Second goal of the night by Chara. Corralio at the big skates. 2 power play goals for the Bruin captain tonight.
Well, these are the games when the leaders tend to show up. Seen good work from Krejci, good work from Iginla. Some nice contributions from Ryan Spooner and Craig Cunningham, the youngsters. Solid D from Kevin Miller. Boychuk, Seidenberg, Bartkowski and Krug doing their usual thing on the blue line as well. Byron across to O'Brien. Back to Paul Byron. He tees it up. The blast goes off Miller's stick, and Rask makes a nice adjustment.
Yeah, that drive actually breaks Miller's stick right in the shaft, and more importantly, the puck changes direction and changes speeds, and Rask has to track it and get it with the glove. I mean, it's a simple break-in. The Bruins with their structure in center ice. Yeah, okay, they'll give you the outside. You got to generate your own speed, try to get to the tops of the circles if you're Byron and get a shot on goal. Bruins will give those up. If you're able to gain the blue line, they'll give you that shot.
I wish Jamie had tweeted this because it's just perfect for that. The ref needed the linesman needed a new whistle.
Oh, is that what it was?
See, tweet, whistle. Yeah.
I got you.
Jamie just digging for the story. Had to run to the bag, which is all the way down the tunnel past the Flames dressing room, all the way at the other end of the hall. So they knew he'd be back in a hurry. Puck rattles around in the circle. The Bruins showing the nice layers. After a sluggish first period, Boston has had the good habits. That one goes off the patch-ready bent glass at the end of the Calgary bench and goes out of play. If it hits that glass, it's out of play.
Yeah, and we've already talked about the change in attacking zone time in that second period, and a lot of that is what they did to improve their neutral zone play in the second period relative to the first. The other part of that is the execution. We said in the first period, Jack, the plays were there to be made. Calgary's vulnerable. You can make plays against this guy, but their execution wasn't there. So if you add those 2 elements and then improve those 2 elements in the second period, you know, the Flames will say, well, the difference in the game is 2 power play goals, but it's more than that.
15 minutes into the game, shots on goal were 9-6 Calgary. Since then, 21-9 for Boston. Gregory Campbell, you didn't hear it earlier, celebrating his 30th birthday today. Battling for the puck in the Boston zone. Chara chops it up the wall. Here's Caron. He's got Campbell filling in the middle and Cunningham on the near side. Caron's shot up on the shoulder of Berra. Hudler with an aimless pass and a little bit fortunate that it drifted all the way through to Monahan. He comes it back to Hudler. Monahan double teamed at the point, and Campbell looks north and south in transition. Feeds it through the seam to Caron. Can't dangle inside Giordano. Giordano bounces it off glass. It stays in the zone. Boychuk closes all the way to the corner. Fires it off the skirt of the net. It bounces up. Giordano hammers it around, and Chara tracks it down in the neutral zone. Chara tosses it right to Michael Backlund. Backlund a little juke. Krejci from one side, Iginla from the other. Backlund misses wide. It comes all the way to Lucic, but his pass offline. Chris Russell takes it, but sends it back toward his own goal, and Iginla was really pressuring Reto Berra. A little calmness test for the Calgary goalie, and he passed it.
I got that one too.
Colburn racing up the left side, gives it to Byron. He closes past the dot for Colburn with the puck between the heel of his blade and the skate. Colburn centering pass comes all the way back to the Calgary zone.
A couple of good rushes by the Calgary Flames. This is their push right now, down by a pair, third period.
Russell, the wrist shot off Krug's legs. Russell very quick, gets to the puck, comes out the other side, and Krug blocks the pass, catching it, in fact, on his backhand. Nick Johnson gains the line with Spooner going middle of the shot, saved by Berra. Spooner tying up the defenseman. The Bruins could not get to the loose puck, though. Does Spooner look more comfortable in a game to you, Brick? Here's a shot and a save by Rask.
Well, again, when you get reps, when you get in there regularly, when you get decent ice time, you're going to look more comfortable. The areas he's working on right now, Jack, is that battle factor when he's in positions along the wall or in front of the net, those types of things. Because you know he's got the skill to play at this level. You know he can help you with your power play, with his vision and his playmaking and his quickness. The areas he's working on and he continues to work on is that battle.
Miller comes up high and takes off David Jones's helmet, and on they go. Giordano's shot into the slot. Calgary surging. Jones going into the boards against Bartkowski. Bartkowski jamming away. Spooner whacks at it. Gets it out of the pile. Johnson up to the red line, follows through, making sure he crosses the red line with that.
That's a good play, too, because he knows it's O'Brien, who's a physical guy that's trying to stand him up at the red line, but he pays the price, takes the hit, prevents the icing.
Boychuk over the line to Smith to Bergeron, trying to feed Marchand in front, and good layers for Calgary. Hoodler, serpentine route through his own zone, and he'll keep possession and wait for the change.
So if the Bruins got away with a high stick when Jones's helmet came flying off, I guess the ledger's even now.
No icing here. Chara mishandles the puck. It's underneath Hoodler. Chara sends it over to Boychuk. Marchand catches it indirect on the backhand through for Bergeron. The backhand saved by Berra. Bergeron wheels it back in front. Glenncross controls. Glenncross up to the spoke B at center ice. Rask dumps it out of the glove. The Bruins look for transition on the change. Boychuk angled off. Colburn on the back check. It's offside. It's 80s night, and the fans are rocking.
I don't think we're going anywhere for a while anyway. So we're back after the game for Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live.
Yeah, we'll preview the Bruins' next opponent, the last place Buffalo Sabres.
Barry Peterson and I right back here. Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live after the game.
Well, you know, we could just wait for it to melt off our cars. Nah. Not going to happen. It's pretty impressive showing, really. This is a sellout officially because every ticket was sold. Makes it 184 in a row for Bruins games at TD Garden. Some fans weren't able to make it, but from the looks of things, the way it filled in, Brick, some fans made it as late as the late second period.
It's as much fun as you want to make it on nights like this.
Yep. Campbell out of the corner looking for Caron in front. Miller wrists it down for Caron. It comes off Russell's stick. Bartkowski's dart goes off the high glass. Miller pinches down to beat Byron to the puck. Carries it all the way through the corner with Cunningham in front. Miller comes out the other side. Bartkowski. That goes off the stick of Colburn and out of play.
Frozen Fenway is back January 4th and 11th when NESN will bring you 2 Hockey East doubleheaders live from America's most beloved park. Tickets to attend are on sale now by visiting RedSox.com or by calling 877-RED-SOX-9. It's the 2014 City Frozen Fenway, and it's live on NESN.
A little bit more intricate than your average backyard rink there. That's footage from just last few days building the rink. Seidenberg firing the puck off the boards. Lucic turns it into the attacking zone. Giordano under pressure from Krejci. Fires the pass to Stajan. Back to Giordano. This one goes wide of Rask, and the Bruins win the race to the dot for hybrid icing. Calgary had a big surge a few minutes ago, and the Flames have got to find the energy for another one because they're down a couple.
Yeah, the clock is not their ally right now. Just over 6 minutes to go. And the way the Bruins, with their structure and their discipline right now, starting to really limit and continue to fuel that seed of doubt that Calgary can get back in this one.
Yeah, and it's a very difficult task for Calgary, too, because 12 points out of the playoff picture in the super competitive West. Krug wristing it toward the front. It would be hard not to get a little bit discouraged. Seidenberg across to Torrey Krug. Krug sends Krejci up the side. He fires it on Berra, and Berra clamps down on the puck. 5:54 to go in the game. Bruins up a couple on the Calgary Flames.
They extend their 1-0 lead on a power play goal. David Krejci out high. He's letting Iginla know, I'm open, with a little stick language. Here's the passing lane that's created. Iginla delivers the perfect pass, and now David Krejci, the subtleties in his game are terrific. A little move to the middle, and now the Flames are trying to take the shooting lane away. They're in pretty good shape right here, but the subtlety with his head up, he's looking, where's my lane to the net? What it does is it opens up this lane over here right back to Iginla. Just a little subtlety, the fake, the shoulder drop. Iginla's one time, it deflects to Chara, who handles it with the feet. Gives the Bruins that 2-0 lead.
Boychuk at the blue line spins and hammers the puck off the kick plate in the corner. Marchand shielding the puck, brings it back to Boychuk. He looks to his left and throws it down the boards to his right. Backlund out of his own zone. Butler into the Boston end of the ice. Hudler cracks it through a couple of pair of skates. Marchand comes up with the puck, doesn't make the clear though. Here's Glenncross, high slot. Bergeron from one side, Riley Smith from the other. Chara pokes it forward. Smith into Marchand's body, swipes it along the line. Glenncross dumps it back to Butler, and Calgary changes out. The Bruins also get fresh legs on it. Boychuk and Byron to the end boards. Boychuk gets the puck D to Bartkowski. He returns it all the way up the boards. Johnson takes a big hit from O'Brien to get it to the Calgary line. Soderberg hunting the puck. Russell pulls away from him. Right over the center dot. Russell, the self pass to the corner, gets in behind Miller. Throws it to the near side, but there's nobody home. Nick Johnson trying to go wing to wing, and Russell gets himself back in the play. Rattles it off a couple of sticks. Brody over to Russell.
The idea is good by Johnson to go wing to wing, but that puck's got to be in the air, and it's got to be harder.
David Jones leaves it in the corner. Here's Russell, the defenseman. Wicked long shift for him. Miller kicks the puck up the wall and hops over Stajan's stick. And Russell controls. Right back into the center circle. Stajan wrists the puck off the boards. Rask snaps it around for Gregory Campbell. Campbell like that. Wing to wing, although that was behind. Caron hit him in the back of the leg. Coburn trickles it through the slot. It goes to the far side. Cunningham gets it up, but not out. Schmid bangs the puck off the boards. Stajan wrapped up by Miller along the end wall. Campbell muscles it to the line, but not out. Coburn with a nice turn. Campbell gets a whack at the puck. Stajan brings it back to Schmid. To Giordano, to Schmid. His drive well offline and hits the corner board.
The Bruins are in much too much prevent defense right now. They need to continue to make plays and get a little sharper with detail.
Less than 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Stajan. Hudler charges into the Boston zone. Chara with the huge reach ahead for Lucic. Leaves the puck for Krejci. He's got Iginla and Lucic, the trailer, the shot. That leaves a dent in the glass back of the goal. Lucic getting a lot on that one as the Bruins had a flying triangle. Boychuk to Chara. Tosses it ahead. Krejci, the saucer pass, had to elevate it to get it over the sticks, and Boychuk couldn't keep it flat. Lucic cross ice, couldn't get it through the stick of Brody. Krejci, Chara. Boychuk. Krejci behind the back to Lucic. Brody pins Lucic at the boards. Seidenberg has Iginla on the far side. Iginla makes the pivot. O'Brien thinks about rushing the puck. Now makes a 70-foot pass. Byron redirects it. It goes all the way to the far corner. Seidenberg takes it, banks it for Bergeron. Bergeron off glass, and here's Marchand. An empty net, and he misses wide. 2 minutes to go, and Reto Berra already on the Calgary bench. Krug bounces the middle. Marchand turns and trickles it wide of the post. Chris Russell on the defensive play. Bergeron bangs it off Marchand's leg, and it goes wide. Smith across the crease, and it goes to the corner. pond hockey-like stuff from the Bruins, doing everything except putting the puck in the back of the goal.
Gotta get it between the shoes.
Those old pack boots that you put up. You try to get your feet into them, at the end of the day, they'd be frozen solid. Hoodler's shot. That goes off a skating over the top of the bar. Minute and 15 left in the game. 6 Calgary skaters in the Boston zone. Krug bangs it to the line, but not out. Hoodler to Giordano. The shot saved by Rask. Rebound loose in front. A scramble and Rask covers.
Krug trying to get that puck out of their zone. Don't be afraid to take the icing when you're up 2-0. Couldn't get enough on it to get out of the defensive end. Giordano's going to end up with that little diagonal pass. He's just trying to find Colbert's stick. Maybe Jones on a redirect. Maybe a second chance opportunity. The Bruins do enough to protect. Rask able to jump on that loose puck. The Bruins had a couple opportunities with the empty netter.
Calgary's calling a timeout. And, you know, Brick, Tuukka Rask is a pretty low-key guy, but an extremely proud man. And after getting yanked out of the Vancouver game, obviously still sick, although he never talked about it. He has been shining at the right times tonight.
Yeah, and if he paid any attention to the papers on Sunday morning in Vancouver before we hopped on the plane, you know, they were just in a love fest with Luongo, and they were pretty critical of Tuukka's performance in the 6-2 game. And I'm not sure he pays any attention to that noise anyway, but
who makes that trade? No, seriously, who makes that trade?
I do.
Rask, no, but I mean, Rask for Luongo, 1-up.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody in this league makes that trade.
Exactly. Now, if you had to go in the other direction.
You know, and Luongo's having a very good year.
He is.
And he has been a tremendous goalie at many times in his career. He has an Olympic gold medal.
What was his quote? My contract
creates a partial vacuum.
Is that what it was?
Well, he said it shorter, which is what most people do compared to how I say things. Final minute here. Johnny Boychuk rattles it off the glass. Krejci can't clear past Backlund. Campbell with an empty net just scoops it out, trying to kill the puck before it gets to the goal line. It's going to be icing. So 35.5 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock at center ice.
Once again, that 7-letter word that you do not want to use. Bruins trying to get the job done here in the last 35.5 seconds. 3 centermen on the ice.
Well, not only has it been 180 minutes, well, way more than that now, of playing time since Calgary has scored. The last Calgary goal scored at TD Garden was on the 19th of October, 2006. That was the Dave Lewis year. Alex Tanguay scored it against Hannu Toivonen. The game report brought to you by the all-new Sierra. That's professional grade. Bruins with some decent penalty killing. Zdeno Chara paying the price and finishing it off a couple of times.
And what you don't see on the game report is the sluggishness that was in the Bruins game in the first 20 minutes and the saves that Rask had to make. Important at the time. And then the Bruins' ability to make adjustments, come out in the second period and dominate.
Chara trying to pick the empty net for the hat trick, and it's icing. 5 more seconds wound off the clock.
Not sure why Calgary doesn't have a man darting right into that area. That puck went from Bergeron on the backhand to Chara, almost at the bottom of the circle, and he had time.
Bergeron tries to tie up Jones. Chara pokes it loose. No icing this time. Giordano winding it out of the corner. Glenn Cross with Hoodler nearby. Gives to Hoodler. He hits the brakes. Centers. Boychuk kicks it to the line, but not out. Giordano down to the corner with 12 seconds to go. Byron near the post. Glenn Cross back to Giordano. Giordano snaps it off Bergeron's stick. 4 seconds to go. Johnny Boychuk into Giordano's body. And Tuukka Rask has his third shutout of the season, extending the period of futility for Calgary to 189 minutes, 36 seconds of scoreless hockey in this building. The Bruins win 2-0.
Bruins needed one period of good play to beat Calgary in Calgary. Well, they more than doubled that here against the Flames on home ice.
Dale, I got a car to shovel out. It's all yours.
Don't we all have cards to shovel out? Coming up on Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live, we'll get reaction from the Bruins dressing room. Claude Julien will go one-on-one with Jamie Erdahl, and we'll preview the home-and-home series between the Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. Ace Ticket Bruins Overtime Live coming up next.